Hello there everybody, welcome back to another Lost Ark related video. It's Topical Tuesday, which is a video series I do every Tuesday where we take a look at the Lost Ark game subreddit over the last week and we see what people have been posting and talking about. We just kind of hang out for a little bit, you know? Try to keep this one a little bit shorter. I don't want to go into like 30-minute territory again. Hopefully shoot between 10-15 minutes. And yeah, let's just have some fun. Let's see what people have been posting. And again, I always want to reiterate, whatever content's at the top is whatever content the community kind of, you know, engages with. So if you guys ever want to see different content on this series, engage with the Reddit. You know what I'm saying? It's a little, I don't know, little portion of whatever you can do. You know what I'm saying? We'll just kind of click this stuff. We'll do these 4 threads and see what we got. And if you're going to stick around, I always have to do the shilling. Make sure you like or dislike. Engagement is engagement. And consider subscribing if you watch these. I'm trying to hit 10K before I quit making videos. I have no end date in mind. I just think it's a cool goal. That's it. But let's start off with this first thread. AGS, the Western player base, does not enjoy the design of Astrogems. Kindly communicate this to Smilegate and express concern. 900 gold per cut, wasteful options like maintain processing state, cost minus, cost plus, and view +1/2 more. Decreased odds of willpower /order when it exceeds +1, and the enormous elephant in the room, the minus odd rolls. This is the worst progression design that's ever existed in the game since Elixirs and Transcendence. Since they're only playing 1 to 3 characters, the Koreans don't really feel the flaws of this as investing 700 to 1 mil on your main. I assume 700k he means. 700k to 1 mil on your main would be seen as worth, given the amount of combat power it provides. However, that shouldn't be an excuse for the brutal cost with no little reward that most times just feels wasteful. Let's see what people are saying. Because I have no skin in this game since I have not interacted with the system myself personally, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know, because I don't. But we'll see what the discussion is like, the discourse. They're called Astrogems for a reason. Ass cheek gems. Not that ass cheeks are actually nice. Sometimes people are funny, man. This is a good comment. Not gonna lie, Astrogems are shit, but being time-gated by cores not fucking pitying fast enough is even worse. With time, I have probably, enough cores on most of my characters for full 17s, but I literally hit my first pity today on my breaker. Playing normal on him since week 1 of the first 2 raids, he has mostly purple cores still. The difference in pity between the unlucky and lucky completely defeat the purpose of a pity system. The lucky ones just get the pity even faster because relic cores give more essence. I don't know who's the one that came up with this genius pity system design. Yeah, it feels pretty painful for us players that predominantly get purple cores, sad face. Don't worry, they'll release pity honing next, where you're guaranteed a 1-tap for the next level if you just 1-tap the current level. Incredibly balanced, come and test your luck. Yeah, weighted pity sounds pretty bad, if I'm understanding it correctly, in the sense that, like, you get more pity for a higher tier core, but the core you get, in essence, is just random. Like, the rarity of the core itself is random. Yeah, that sounds not great. I mean, it would make sense that a higher rarity core would give more pity, but I feel like there's something they could probably do to make it less player unfriendly. Epics are definitely the worst part about the art grid entirely. They shouldn't exist. It's just brute force tactic to punish people who stay at 1700. Okay, where have I heard this before? Epics are definitely the worst part about art grid entirely. Epics are definitely the worst part about art grid entirely. They should not exist. It literally sounds exactly the same as Elixirs, right? And I mean, you can always have the people that will have the argument of like, oh, well, there's this niche edge case where like purple Elixirs were okay this one time, and like if you get them for free and could cut them for silver, it'd be okay. But it's like, at the end of the day, man, do the different rarity tiers for these systems need to exist in the first place? I think the answer is probably not. Just make the amount of like the other, like for elixirs, just make the amount of legendary elixirs you would have gotten much less in normal mode than you would have gotten if you ran hard mode, but still make it the same and useful, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, maybe I'm smoking the peace pipe. It's possible. But let me finish reading this guy's comment. It's just, literally, this read exactly like elixirs. Like, where have I seen that before? People who stay at 1700 or even 1710, 1720 to a lesser degree. I know a few people who pretty much couldn't suffer staying at 1700 anymore due to the art grid being so pathetic there. Whereas perhaps they'd have been content if they got a reasonable amount of pity points and legendary cores, question mark. They want people to spend the gold money to hone to get better raid rewards, which no matter what one feels about it on a personal level, the West has always taken issue with, whether it was elixirs or transcendence or advanced honing 20 mats. Staying 1700 in this system is the equivalent of getting 2 epic elixirs a week. That's how ridiculously punished you are compared to being a 1720 or 1730 who gets so much more than a 1700. It's like a different game's level worth of rewards. Getting 1 essence per purple core is ass design because you need 200 to pity. That's crazy. Purple in general are a complete waste of time. Again, where have I heard this before? Should be deterministic progression. They gotta stop with this nonsense. We put resources into it, gain power from it over time. If bad luck, I could have 0 progression on one character for a month. This is an extremely bad design, and I believe it goes against what the game should be, where the game should be going. Game is fun otherwise. These types of RNG systems with no pity and locks gameplay changes for the class is the worst. Elixirs and Transcendence only added more damage. It wasn't really gameplay changing. Elixir was annoying with no pity. Transcendence was very time consuming, but at least it had a pity system, so worst case you just keep resetting and have an easier time. Art Grid fundamentally changes the playstyle of a lot of classes, and that's locked behind getting cores and then cutting Astrogems that have no pity. You could literally just throw hundreds of thousands of gold and knock at anything if you are lucky. I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound great. And I mean, if there's no reasonable pathway to getting to a good enough, quote-unquote, point in the system to where it's either you hit it or you don't hit it, there's no, like, good enough that's reasonable to get to, it kind of sucks. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to speak as if I have interacted with the art grid at all, because I haven't. And I'm never going to pretend like I know things that I don't know. Hopefully, if nothing else, hopefully that's something that's consistent throughout my videos. If I don't know something, I try to make it abundantly clear what I'm speaking from as a point of me not fully understanding stuff. Anyways, I'm interested to know what you guys think, your personal feelings on the system. Because it seems like people are not happy with it for varying different reasons, but I think the most recurring theme out of all of it is, 1, the cost, 2, the acquisition of the certain materials, whether it's certain rarity level cores, or it's just getting I guess it's not getting the Astrogems, but it's cutting the Astrogems specifically. Yeah, just let me know. I'm curious to hear, because and honestly, I always appreciate the couple of you guys who write out these like incredibly like detailed comments and just kind of go off. Because honestly, I love reading that stuff, and it's just good discussion. I like it. I like seeing it. Please adjust prices for accessory gold cutting for our version of the game. Our region barely has 1 page of high accessories for each category, while Korea has 10+ pages. Please adjust the accessory cutting prices. It's currently not worth cutting accessories, which is why the market supply is so small. Yeah, pretty much all my top 6 have their bank full of rollable accessories. I'd like to clear it out, but it's just not worth the gamble. Dismantling everything under 90? Gonna have to stop doing that soon, too. That's crazy. Back when I played, it was like, what, 66 or something? That's crazy. I don't cut any accessories. They should just make accessories only require silver to cut, like Paradise, or make it like 10G per roll XD. Yeah, 1200 gold per roll and 900 gold per cut in an Astrogem is insane. All this crap needs a nerf, or it should have been looked at for a better way to implement in the West. I'm over both. In my opinion, it is fine that we have to pay the limited luminous gem shards, but paying anything beyond a nominal, insignificant gold cost to cut this stuff is entirely unacceptable to me. I will not be interacting with the system without nerfs. Great suggestion, please, Mr. AGS. We're on our knees asking for assistance. What an absolute disaster of a system. Cutting accessories in general, cost is too high, chances are too low, supply is low twofold because population is low, and cost/benefit sucks ass. We just won't get high highs or maybe even high mids. What a fucking joke. What is this now? Like 10 for 10 system Smilegate creates that are just complete dog shit? Why do I still play? I mean, that's a question that only you yourself can answer. You know, at a certain point, everybody hits their breaking point. Yeah, I mean, it's bad if accessories are, like, this prohibitive to cut and, like, interact with. Like, dismantling 90 plus is crazy to me. Just because back when I played, at this point, I've probably been almost a year, but damn, that's crazy. Pugging is the true MMO experience. Hot take, I've been pugging my raids since Echidna days, and this week I cleared Kazros the first mode solely by pugging. This got me thinking that pugging new and hard content in Lost Ark is a true MMO experience, meeting new people, adding each other, forming groups, being friendly, and even giving it straight to people that are performing bad to improve their gameplay. Even people with top 10 titles and Abyss Lords were joining lobbies and helping first clearers out. This for me is the first MMO experience. It reminds me of old days from WoW and Terra. That's all square. I'm sure that's an emoji, but I don't know which emoji. It's a square to me, man. I don't think it's necessarily a hot take, but I don't know what you define as a true MMO experience. I mean, everybody has their own definition of what an MMO is or should be, right? So I think saying, like, oh, this is the true MMO experience, I think just fundamentally is flawed, right? If we're being honest with each other. I get what you're trying to say, though, which I think is totally fair. And I definitely think it encapsulates the experience of what an MMO is, for sure. There's just a lot of effort and time that goes into it, you know what I mean? Like, pugging, that's the biggest problem with, like, statics, specifically, is you have to be on at a certain time. And the problem with pugging, the problem with pugging, primarily, is that it's a bunch of people that you don't know. I mean, obviously, right? So they could be on any spectrum from good to bad, but pugging, generally speaking, is a very simple way to fix the static problem of needing to be on at a certain time to run certain things. That's why you have statics for things that are actually difficult and pug like the rest of shit. But pugging becomes much more annoying to do the smaller the player base gets and the less active like certain communities get for anything. And I think Lost Ark hit that point a while back. I mean, it was hitting that point when I was playing. Since I play on, like, Oceanic times, because I'm a little freak boy, pugging during Oceanic times was kind of getting really bad. Even when I would pug, like, in the evenings on, like, NA West times, it still wasn't great. So I don't know. But saying that, like, pugging, like, I don't think anybody's ever said you can't, like, clear raids through pugs, because you absolutely can, right? 100%. It's going to probably take more effort. Adding each other to the block list, that's so funny. As you can see, a lot of people are arguing about what a true MMO experience is. That's what I mean. I think there is no such thing as a true MMO experience because it's very personalized to the individual. Everybody's going to have a different opinion on what an MMO experience should or shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, this is the team update thread. I'm not going to go too in depth to this because I touched on this in the Arconomics video, but basically this is just a zeet or a tweet, if you will, about they're confirming, like they're hard confirming in the Feb anniversary update that they're removing the purification system, which was kind of random, and people are like very split on this from what I understand. They also made it public that Dragon Knight is going to be Guardian Knight as the official name. And they also confirmed that the materials are going to become bound. Like, we already knew with, like, pretty high certainty that they would, but, like, an extra tweet, I mean, this is basically, like, is confirmed as it's ever going to get, you know what I'm saying? Without it being in the game, so be like that. But yeah, if you guys are interested, you can pause the video, read the tweet yourself if you have not read it, but I'm assuming most of you have already read it because you guys probably actually play the game, at least the majority of you guys. Anyways, I don't want to take up too much time. We clocked in under 15 minutes this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. Like the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Thank you to my YouTube members. It's because it's Andrew Diz, Remix My Life. Love all you guys very, very much, and I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Bye!